Okay. It says I am live. But dog, if I know, I have spent the last 10 minutes trying to get this stupid thing working. So, is anybody out there? Let me know. I'm going to go shut this door. Well, I don't know if I'm coming through, so let me go to another device and see. Who freaking knows? Well, it says 3 people. Oh, shoot. There is somebody there. I see some chats. Railroad Observer. Hey there. Good to see you. Yeah, I tried to turn this thing on a minute ago, and it was doing some funky stuff. It was telling me that I need to have streaming software and encoder and all that crap. I didn't know what's going on. There's 4 people that's looking. Talk to me. Don't you hate when it does that? Well, worse than hate. I don't even know what's going on, so it's worse than that. I'm totally lost. So what's up? Been any neat train places lately? Uh-oh. Toby wanted to stop by and say hey. Yeah. Not going to say a whole lot. Just kind of lay back, relax. While we're waiting on some folks to get a notification. If they do, not really. I didn't film a bit of me practice driving. It fall on the mountain, so I didn't mess with it at the wheel. Good idea. Don't need to do that, do we? Look, who's that? There's a little dog. Dennis Forget. Hey, how are you? You having a good day? Yep. Toby, you want to lay in the bed? That's my neighbor's dog. He likes to come over and hang out. So good so far. Sun's shining here for a change. It's been raining for the last 2 days. Still pretty chilly outside. The video's on my channel and it's muted for privacy. My mom, because she was supervising me. Oh, okay. Look, check it out. Toby's crawling under the blankets. He likes to do that. No, he is a miniature dachshund. He's a miniature weenie dog. He just likes to come over here and hang out and cuddle. And he stays at my house probably more than he does theirs. Yeah, I guess I don't know, it's kind of chilly outside today. Everybody, all y'all ready for Thanksgiving? It's coming up soon. Not a whole lot to talk about. Y'all throw something out there if y'all want to discuss something. of a high intellectual nature. But in the meantime, just talk amongst yourselves. Just kidding. It's kind of neat that when I do a live stream, I very rarely get a whole lot of folks. And I really can't plan them far in advance because I don't know what I'm doing from one day to the next. But I didn't know I'd be home today. But I barely made it. So, Railroad Preserver, are you in Georgia? Is that what state you're in? And Dennis, forget, where are you? Where are you? I had a tablet. What did I do with it? I lost my tablet. There it is. And I've got a phone somewhere. I've lost my phone. Oh well. It'll show up one day. Okay. That's all right. Georgia. Also, at one time, I was in Memphis and my grandmother and I found a scrapyard and I got a photo of some diesels waiting to be cut up. It's in my community spot. So, okay. There is a place in Georgia that's got a train, or actually, I think it's a boxcar that President McKinley is one of the presidents that either died while he was in office or he was shot. And it's in a museum in a town right outside of Atlanta. I'm thinking Decatur. If you know about that, I've never been. I heard about it and I was going, but on the particular day that I wanted to go, they were closed. Hey, y'all don't go nowhere. I'm gonna run. Never knew that. Yeah, you have to check it out. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Okay, I'm back. See, we had another person to show up in the chat. So far we've got Railroad Preserver and Dennis Forget. And that's all I see. Y'all still there? There's some. Everybody got big plans for Thanksgiving, going out of town, going to see the family. Oh, we've had a few to drop off there. I overheard my daughter and my wife talking the day before yesterday, and they were talking about a honey baked ham for Thanksgiving. And And I kind of got upset. I said, that just ain't right. That's sacrilegious. And my daughter said, well, that's not about, Thanksgiving's not about eating. It's about family. I said, that's about turkey. You just can't have Thanksgiving without turkey. I mean, any other way, that just ain't right. So they said, well, we'll let Daddy have his way for a change. So I think we're going to get turkey. We never know. They could change at the last minute. And y'all could tell I like to eat. And I only get turkey once a year. Unless I go to a restaurant or something and order it. They've kind of cut back on the things the last few days. Everybody likes different stuff. My daughter and her family, they're real picky eaters, and I don't know how she wound up like that because when she lived with us, she ate what we had, which was everything. And now we're gonna have a meat and a vegetable and a starch. I'm currently playing a game called Stormworks. It's basically a game where you can build your own ships and other vehicles and use them for whatever purpose you need them for. Well, dude, that's way over my head. Uh, I've looked at some of those games on the internet and all. Uh, there are a few that I'll play, like an escape room. I love it where you have to find certain items and click on those items, and sometimes go to what you need to do, like to open a door or a cabinet or whatever, and then you have to remember codes. I enjoy it. It's good. It's good for your brain. It helps you to think outside of the box. And hey, the way the world is now, you have to do a whole lot of thinking outside of the box. I think we are going to for Thanksgiving. We're going to go to my daughter's house, which is in Anderson, which is about 4 hours from here, and then prior to that, we're going to go spend a few days in our mountain house, which is probably almost 2 hours from her. I see our chat's kind of going up and down, popping on, popping off, see what's going on. Listen, if you pop off, you might miss something. You might need to stay on here and talk to me. Uh, you never know. I might. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want anybody to go blind. Send a message here. I guess a lot of folks has got things to do on Sunday. I normally don't do nothing on Sunday. I work my tail off all week, do what I have to do, and on Sunday I like to relax. Catch up on Me TV. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see if anybody's joined in here. We still got. Must be some folks just. I often wonder. You got people in the chat, but they're not talking. But I bet I have figured it out. I bet they're in the car riding. As I do that sometimes, I'll watch videos and all while I'm riding down the road or listen to them. So, Railroad Observer, I was fixing to ask you if you've seen the General, but I think I saw a video with you there in Atlanta. Well, I'm gonna go ahead here, and I'm gonna probably keep this thing down to about 30 minutes. But I'm gonna let y'all in on a bit of information. I said I had an announcement to make, and I do. And let me see what this is. I'm gonna tell you what my announcement is. I've got to go on here and look it out. 245.61. $240.561 divided by 60 minutes. I have reached a plateau or a new goal, and I am extremely excited about it. I now have reached my 4,000 watch hours. In fact, 4,000.00935. So is that 4,000 hours and 9 minutes. So that's something I've been working on for a year now, and it is really tough to get people to watch your videos. Right now, it's tough to get them to tune into your live stream. It's hard. It's just hard to know what's the right time. When are people at home? When are they going to want to engage with you and all that? Keep looking over my shoulder to see what's popping up on the news. Is anything new? Not a whole lot. But anyway, well, we're just not getting a whole lot of conversation going on. I guess everybody's at Disney World. That seems to be the big thing that draws folks. Personally, I enjoy Disney World. I enjoy Universal Studios at least once every 10 years. But I don't know. If I live there, I may go a little more. I've been to Dollywood 5 times this year, so can't say a whole lot. Oh, well, who's on here? Are we just clicking? Just talk to me. We need some entertainment. Look over my shoulder here. I'm disturbing Toby. Toby was resting. He's watching y'all. And don't make me put my dog on you. See, now he's doing what I want to do. In fact, here in just a little bit, I'm going to get off of this thing and I'm going to lay down next to him and we're going to watch some Me TV. Look at him. He heard me say it. He knows it's coming. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, Toby? I'm going back up under. I just think that's funny. Oh, well. Well, hey, for you guys that popped on here, I really appreciate it. Whoa! You okay? He fell off the bed. Okay, like I said, I really appreciate y'all stopping in. Those two of y'all that did. Dennis Forget, Time Chaser, Robbie Doll. Hello, we can't stay. Hit that button. Tony's living the dream. Well, I kind of was hoping I was. I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have more folks on the stream. I was just saying that I wish I knew how to engage more people. I really don't know way far in advance how far to, when I'm going to be able to do a live stream, and maybe a day before or whatever. So I put out the little heads up last night and then this morning. But doing what I can. I appreciate y'all. Hold on a minute. I'm going to put Toby back on the bed. He fell off. Oh, did you get hurt? Did you get hurt? He rolled off the bed. Yeah, it's a long ways for him. He's my little buddy. He enjoys to hang out with me and relax and watch TV. Knoxville District Real Fan. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Well, I was fixing to hang this thing up because I only had like 2 folks, but a few more showed back. Show has dialed in here. I really appreciate it. As I don't know how long you've been with me, but I just made a little announcement a while ago that I finally reached my 4,000 watch hours. So that's another plateau. Still trying to grow my channel. I do watch a lot of videos by other creators to try to get different ideas. Those that comment, I try to listen and make improvements where I can. Just really working hard to improve what I do. I do enjoy it. I love to travel. I have my whole life. And the videos that I do, I want to share with you and share with the world. And, I've listened to a few of you. I've had some folks that, have you been to Cleveland, Tennessee? You daggone straight I have. Tell me what's in Cleveland. I know I've been there. It seems like there was some. Is that where the airplane gas station is? What's in Cleveland, Tennessee? Here's how I find out. Interesting in Cleveland, Tennessee. Fun things to do in TripAdvisor. Let's see what it says is in Cleveland. There's an outdoor park, Smoky Mountain Cabins, Fletcher Park. I know I have done something in Cleveland, Tennessee. Is that where the Appalachia Museum is? Travel Buddy, hey man. Good to see you. Tell me what's in Cleveland. I know, and it seems like it hadn't been that long. Back in September, I believe, I was on a motorcycle trip, and I swear I went to Cleveland. So, Travel Buddy, is it bone chilling cold up there where you're at? The Christmas Story House. The Christmas Story House is in Cleveland? Or is that where you're at? Because you're not, Travel Buddy, you're not in Cleveland, Tennessee. You're up in like Michigan or something, aren't you? I think last year at Christmas, I went to the mall, which is in a town called Florence, about an hour from here. There is a museum, and it is freezing in Michigan. I bet it is. But in the Florence Mall, they had a little thing where you go and sit on Santa's lap, but they had recreated the house like was in the Christmas Story, with Ralphie and all, and they had the leg lamp and the kitchen set up, and then the outside of the house kind of looked like it was really cool. Now, Knoxville Rail fan, you have really got my brain working. Cleveland, Tennessee.
Here is some information about Tennessee. Tennessee is a landlocked state in the U.S. South.
Oh, well, I knew that. Weird and strange in Cleveland, Tennessee. Okay, this is how when I go exploring, this is, you heard me say weird and strange. That's how I decide where I want to go. So it'll bring up, let's see, Cleveland, blood-stained crypt of Nina Craig Miles and the Tomater truck. There you go. Did you know they were there? And that blood-stained crypt. No, I went through Cleveland, but I rode all over the place and I couldn't find it. And I was trying to find. I spent an hour there riding around trying to find this place because I was on my way from Alabama up towards Knoxville, and I went by there. Hell, but you can tour the Christmas Story house in Cleveland. So, travel buddy, the Christmas Story house is in Cleveland, Tennessee. The museum has a lot of old stuff. Bird's Nest. Hey, Bird's Nest. Yeah, a lot of times when I'm traveling and I get to a town, I will bring up on my phone, and I'll speak into it weird or strange, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stuff different. And a lot of folks know Cleveland, Ohio. I thought it was in Ohio. Knoxville district. It's a little white church downtown. Okay, that's probably why I couldn't find it. A lot of folks that live in towns and all, they don't have a clue what's in their own town. But like I was saying, I'll Google weird and strange, and on Atlas Obscura and roadside attractions, they'll bring up a lot of that stuff. And there's things that will just blow your mind of little unknown facts. The little town that I live in here in Sherrall, the town itself has about 5,000 people. But what a lot of folks, there's one thing that's big to this, I don't know, I think it's important, but a lot of folks don't just live here their whole lives and don't even know it, that this town has the first Confederate monument in the world. It was erected while there was Union occupation right here in town. And in fact, that the plaque that was, or the words that was carved in the granite had to be approved. So it was censored by the federal troops in order to be here. And a lot of folks don't know. First one in the world. There's a town in Virginia that they claim to be the first in the world, but we beat them out actually by about 4 months, I think. Romantic Family Tour at the Christmas Story House, interesting tourist trap. Yeah, and also Pinky Lee. Hey, also I know Jacob the Carpetbagger's been there as well. Make sure not to forget nothing. I do appreciate you guys tuning in there. So Pinky Lee, and Earl Valentine, Dr. Evermore Sculpture Park. Now, where is that at? Where is Dr. Evermore Sculpture Park at? The largest Christmas store in the world is in Frankenmuth, Michigan. That's interesting because the Christmas store in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, they claim to be the largest. Perhaps the one in Tennessee and the one in Michigan, they need to get together and arm wrestle, you reckon? I was talking about doing the Google to find out what's interesting. I found the Whirligig Park, which is probably in a town, Wilson, North Carolina, about 3 hours from here, I made a video back in the late summer, which is pretty interesting, of all these iron things up in the air that the wind rotate. It's called Browners. Here's a question I want to propose to some of those that may be watching that are creators. I have a Nikon D5200 camera, or DSLR. Hey, Patrick Davis. I'm not too crazy about filming with it because you're constantly having to rotate knobs and twist and turn to get the focus right. I've got a little camcorder that I use occasionally, but it only, it doesn't get the whole picture. It just kind of shuts it off. So I'm not crazy about that. My telephone, the Samsung 9 Plus, actually does the best, but it's kind of aggravating because it's just hard sometimes. But I primarily use a Sony. Primarily use this, a Sony. Let's see what this thing is. I've got to find a number on it. Just what I want to know. Sony HX80. Great camera for filming. It's got the flip screen in the back. The downside is it doesn't have an external jack for microphone. So when you're outside and you're away from it and there's a lot of noise, it's hard to hear. So I would love something that was like this, like a point and shoot that had a external microphone. Any recommendations, please share them with me because it's getting Christmas time. And yes, I do know that they make some, but they're like $1,000. And until I start getting a big check from YouTube or Patreons or something, that's just not in the cards. Use a Canon video cam. Travel Buddy, do you like that? You get a good picture. Are you satisfied with it? Do you tour any caverns in North Carolina? Oh yes. I've done a neat gold mine in North Carolina, which I thought was really cool. I did a cavern up near, right outside of Sevierville. Of course, I've been in Luray Caverns. I've never done a video there, though. I don't want to miss nothing. Earl Valentine. It's in Wisconsin. I think out of all the states I've ever been to, and I've been to probably, out of the 50 states, 42 maybe. Wisconsin is one I haven't never been to. It looks real well. And I have thought about the Canon video cam. Does it do pretty well in low light? And also, I have read that most video cams do good in the low light, but not well outside. I don't know. Just asking. Yes. Yeah, I remember, Travel Buddy. I remember in at Reunion in Gatlinburg, and I've watched some of your videos as well. Bird's Nest. I lived in Nashville. Used to go to the gem mining places. So much fun for a bucket of rocks. Yeah, and it was neat. You buy those bucket of rocks or a bucket of sand to put in the water. And a lot of them don't even come from North Carolina. They come from places like Arkansas, all over the place. Wesley Teal, your little town has a post office with a bomb shelter. Little known fact. I know that, Wesley. And I actually went to the post office. It's been a week or two ago, and was going to ask you about the possibility of going down in the basement and filming, because I remember working on the air conditioning units there. And seeing that, because I had filmed a 1950s fallout shelter over in Bennettsville that was grown all over with weeds, but I really wanted to get some more stuff and kind of put it together into a story. But yeah, back in the late 50s, early 60s. Everybody was afraid that we were going to be bombed, during the Cold War with, of course, the Cuban Missile Crisis. And I remembered that a friend of my dad's had built a fallout shelter, and I remember going there and seeing it. I mean, I couldn't have been but maybe 5 or 6, but I went over to Bennettsville, which is probably about 20 minutes from here. What to think about this thing going on with I would like to see a fallout shelter. Yeah, fallout. One that I was looked at was just a block building with a lead coated door. I'm not crazy about it. I don't really understand it. I clicked on my channel that my channel is not intended for children, but down on the lower portion that it's not necessarily restricted. So, if anybody had a beef, listen, my channel is 100% family friendly. About the only thing that you're going to hear out of my mouth is maybe crap. And the few parts of my video where I've had the S word or the D word, I've cut them out. And that's mainly when I'm trying to film and keep messing up. But I try to, and then there's some creepy stuff that could be controversial, as far as body parts and stuff that's been petrified when it gets to the oddities type stuff. But yeah, I clicked not made for kids. However, listen, if you do an amusement park, can you say that's not made for kids? Well, shoot, this could be made for kids. There's a dog laying out there with his nose sticking out from under the covers. How many more watch hours do you need to have? I've got my watch hours. I guess you wasn't there. I have. I think I announced it just a few minutes ago. You're supposed to have 4,000 watch hours to be monetized. I've got 4,009, so I'm good. But I don't want to stop from there. I guess my next plateau will be 2,000 subs. Of course, that's. I've got a little over 1,200 now, so I'm working on it. Thank you. People used to make lunch, and people used to make a lunch and go watch a hanging with your kids. That's right. Things has changed, and hey. If they watch network TV, who polices that? Because listen, some of the network channels, the stuff that they show is pure filth. Now, this is a fella that remembers when Ricky and Lucy used to sleep in separate beds. I mean, things is different now. Uh, YouTube is a touchy subject about what is showing museums can be considered for kids. It's true. I think there's a lot of gray areas when it comes to these YouTube rules, but hey, what they're doing is they're trying to protect their butts, keep from being sued, and everybody's worried about somebody suing, somebody saying the wrong thing and offending them, and entertainment sure has changed. Um, yeah, people, we need to be a little tougher. Uh, Bullying, for instance. Buddy of mine, he was here in the chat a few minutes ago. Uh, I went with him. He's a band director, and I went with him and his class to Disney World here a few years back, and just listened at some of the teachers. They're talking like rolling your eyes at me. They could get in trouble for rolling their eyes, or looking at somebody mean. That's bullying them. I hate to say it. Then when I was in high school, I must have been one bad dude, cause back then we called it picking, but it would only go so far. But yeah, we find somebody's weakness and we pick on them, and you can't do that anymore. And I tried to teach my kids to toughen up. They pick on you, it means they like you. Pick on them back. Traveling buddy Adam the Woo is also nerves. What? Oh, he's nervous as what's going to happen. Who knows? Who knows? I don't, like I say, I don't think I have anything to worry about on my channel, because I don't do it. I try to leave the politics. I try to leave the religion out of it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's there. But I'm not trying to tell anybody what to think or what to do. When I do my videos, I'm showing them what I see. Like if I go into an old church, I'm showing them this is what we have. When I did a video at the Noah's Ark up in Kentucky, listen, do you believe in the Noah's Ark? I do. But I didn't tell anybody this is the way it was. I showed them this is what we have. This is what it tells you. You decide. I'm not indoctrinating anybody. Let me read the chat a little more. In case of a nuclear attack, I purchased an old school desk because that's what they taught us. You curl up under it. I don't feel good anymore. That's true. I remember when we used to have it wasn't nuclear drills, but it was tornado drills that everybody would get under their desk. That's going to help a whole lot. Stop, drop, and roll. Yeah, school used to be different. And I was just thinking about different types of punishment that they would do in school. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you, I can attest to the fact, I can promise you, strike me dead if I'm lying, that I have wrote on a blackboard during recess, I will not talk in class. I bet you 500,000 times. I mean, I did it at least 2 or 3 times a year the whole time I was in grade school. And I have had the principal wear my fanny out. I remember one principal actually, I hadn't seen him. It's a few years back. We had a meeting at church, and he came. It was like a men's fellowship type thing, and he came and he was a principal. And I asked him about. He didn't remember me, but he was the one that hit me with a rolled up Life magazine that took my legs out from under me for something that I was doing that I wasn't supposed to be doing. I can't remember what I was doing because I did so much. I guess I was a bad little boy. You should come to Michigan next summer. There are some cool places I can show you. Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff that you've done and some of the stuff that Mitch Genderman has done. Robert, yeah, some of the things that he's seen and done. And I bet there's some creepy stuff up there too. Montreal, Canada. Actually, I went through Montreal, Canada on a motorcycle trip here several years ago. That was interesting. Didn't do anything but just ride, which was really fun. I enjoyed it. I don't think I'd want to be there in the winter. So let's see. I want to get back over here. Yeah, school used to be different than it is now. I remember when I was in school, I can't ever remember taking any trips. You were in school, you were there to learn. And Stephen Phillips, I like the quilt behind me. That's a Walmart special. That quilt's been on. Listen, I'll tell you, that quilt's been on that bed for several years now, and I don't want to change it. And my wife tells me I need to, but the reason that I don't want to change it because me and my dog, she used to sleep with me, and I told her that's where Molly slept. And of course, she's passed away now. Hey, I'll show you a picture of her. That's a painting that my daughter gave me for Father's Day. That is Molly. She passed away here probably about 5 years ago. And then that was my other one, Oreo. He passed away probably about 2 years before she did. These were my babies. But yeah, I said Molly used to sleep there. I don't want to change it. It still reminds me of her. Yeah, I've got lots of pictures that I had, and they were on my computer, and I had them all backed up and put on a thumb drive in case something happened, because I believe I'd be devastated. And ever since then, I think Molly's been dead 5 years now. Ever since then, I haven't had any more dogs. I just keep the neighbor's dog. And I'll show you. You want to know how I felt about them? That there's Molly. And here's Oreo. And everybody in the family knows if I pass away, they're to be buried with me. And if my wife passes away first, they get buried with her. Hey, I'm just a sentimental old fool, I guess. And maybe I keep them. Maybe they'd invent some kind of liquid that I can put with them and have them rehydrated. Oh yes, it's rough. Because those dogs, they went everywhere with me. I took them to work. Of course, I own my own business, and they would be there at my shop, and I had TV and a couch, and they would be there at the shop and watch TV all day. And I take them home with me. And now I think some of the ones that's not there. I don't know if you've seen him, but look behind me. Have you noticed that? That's Toby. Toby is the next door neighbor's weenie dog, and he comes over here and hangs out with me. Just getting on and driving. Okay, Janice. Good. I'm glad you're here. Uh, under the old willow tree. I'm not getting that. Wesley. Under the old willow tree. There's Toby. He's moving now. He's probably wanting to cover back up. Hang on. You want to cover back up? He'll sleep all day. Watch him. Watch him. He said, okay. I'm happy now. Same here with dolls. Sky's in my picture. Oh, I see him. I see him. Is Sky passed away? Yeah, I'd love to get another Dalmatian, but I don't stay home very much anymore. Look at him. That's hilarious. He's covering up. Yeah, actually, last weekend, I texted my neighbor and asked him if Toby could spend the night. Bird's nest. No, Molly wasn't deaf. Molly or Oreo, neither one was deaf. They were in perfect health up until they started getting on in years. I adopted both of them. When I adopted Oreo, he was about 2 years old and he was heartworm positive. And of course, we had him treated, and the doctor told me that it would probably shorten his life. And he lived to be about 11 years old. Molly lived to be about 12. And the vet said she had cancer because she was basically bleeding to death from inside, and there wasn't anything that we could do for her. And this happened like in a matter of 2 or 3 days, and we had to have her put down. And I mean, it rips my heart out just to think about it. And contrary to what a lot of folks think about Dalmatians, because they say, oh, they're so hyper. But mine would play. If I wanted to play, they were wide open. I mean, we would have a good time. Oreo and I loved to play hide and go seek. I'd hide, and he'd come look for me, and you could watch him. He'd stick that nose up in there. He'd track me down. Now, Molly, she was clueless. She was just kind of the goofy one, but and very intelligent, very intelligent. Yeah, this stuff that's going on with the YouTube. When I tried to sign on to the live stream, it was telling me about having an encoder and having the streaming software and all, and I couldn't figure that mess out until I finally figured I could go to my webcam and work it that way. It was a lot better. Bird's Nest, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Bigger the breed, the shorter lifespan. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Great Danes really don't live long. But yeah, I had a hard time with that. And then this new thing, this YouTube creator, when you go to download your video, it's beta. The old one works better. This beta thing, I'm having a hard. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. But I have a hard time working it. And I just normally click back, and then when I click back, it asks me, why do you want to do this? What's wrong with it? And I say, because stuff's not there. I get a lot of music. A lot of my music and all comes from YouTube. That way I don't have to worry about, is it monetized, do I have to have permission, or are they going to flag it or something or other, because, they're the ones that give you permission to use it. RV in Church, subscribing to your channel, first time catching your live feed. Well, thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And listen, to all of you that's watching, any comments, any suggestions that I could do to make my videos better, let me know. As I was asking a while ago about a good camera, you know, primarily I'm using the Sony HX80. I wish I could find something to replace it with that had a external mic on it, because it really bad when you're outside and you're in a lot of at Dollywood. God, there's just so much sound. I saw something that's talking about putting a voice recorder on my phone and doing the talking with a lapel mic from my phone, and then when you go to download the video or edit it, you sync them in together. And I may give that a shot, but I have a feeling it'd be rough. Gypsy Horn Entertainment, hello, they are finally making it to a live stream. Thank you for stopping by. Stephen, you're so kind. Thank you very much. I have very little complaints. I had one person tell me that they were tired of my intro. So if you watched some of them, I've made a few different intros. I've got, I think, 9 videos that are uploaded already and edited with the old intro, but I've got some new stuff that I'm trying, just, kind of add a little variety. And I'm learning. And, a computer with me is a very dangerous thing. I've said this before in the live stream. A guy that works for me told me to keep my hands off the computer at work because I once blew one up. I had smoke coming out of the back of it. And he said, Tony, I know it's yours and you paid for it, but you can't afford to be buying a new computer every week. I like the intro music. Thank you, Stephen. Are we all not learning? I learn something new every day. But I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to learn something new. I'm willing to try new things. I scratch my head a lot of times wondering, what am I not doing right? Because, I feel like my channel is not growing as fast as I think it should. It just seems like, you look down there and your subscriber count, and it's just going by, and, it's just slow. So I post all my videos, and when I do, then I will put a link into YouTube, not YouTube, but into Twitter and Instagram and in Facebook, and I tell everybody to please share with your family and friends, because I figured, listen, like, for instance, if all of y'all will tell your family and friends about Carolina Tony, maybe they'll watch too. Who knows? But then I've got some good friends that say, hey, I haven't watched one of your videos in 6 months. I'm going to have to catch up. And I'm thinking, listen, wouldn't you rather watch my channel and learn something or see something new, or watch this crap that's going on TV where there's people yeah about each other and just on it. This is so freaking frustrating. So I don't hardly watch network TV anymore. I watch MeTV, Andy Griffith, Hogan's Heroes, Green Acres, Gomer Pyle. How much better can you get? Sunday afternoon, The Love Boat. The Love Boat will be making its day for you. Okay, let's see here. I loved to tell stories. And Wesley Till, where are you writing on the intro? Looks like Wallace, South Carolina. No, it is not. It is in Chesterfield. It's on Womble Hill Road, Wesley, if you know where that is. And the reason I did it is because the bridge was out, and I could do several shots without trying to get run over. Enjoy us very much. Yeah, and of course, I have a DJI. Golly, drone. What's the name of that thing? I can't think of it, but I'd love to use it more, but I'm really learning on it. I really enjoy this, man. Enjoy this very much. Been subscribers to you for a long time. Sorry, I got a Earl Valentine. Thank you so much for stopping by. Gypsy Horn Entertainment. I'm a storyteller just as well. Just good gracious, I can't read. I am a storyteller as well, just in song or poetry. Yeah, there you go. I've actually written a few songs. For some of you didn't know, I used to play in a bluegrass band. And one of our chatters, Wesley Till, he plays in the band as well. In fact, something that I have found amazing that a lot of YouTube creators, especially a lot that I've met, are folks that have formerly played in bands. And if they hadn't played music, they done some other type of art. See a lot of them that does chats, they like to paint. But I know, of course, Adam DeWoo, he's played in the band, and Super Enthused, she's played in a band. Tampa J, he's played in a band. Mark Fun Jones plays music. Catfish Jones plays music. A lot of them. And I was trying that theory out with Jacob the Carpetbagger and asked him, and he has not played in the band. So it's not 100%, but I think it's close. Let's see. Get back to the chat. Thought so. Anybody want anything from McDonald's? Janice Lawler. No, Janice, but I went to Sonic just a little while ago. Bama Mike plays the guitar. Yeah, seems like I remember him telling me that. I also have this. I fiddle with that. Mark's funny too. Yeah, Mark. I actually met Mark last year. Last January, around New Year's. We met him in Nashville. High up on the hill there. Well, guys, look, I really appreciate everybody stopping in. It looks like I've been on this chat for a little better than an hour. I really think about it. Wesley Till, 6-string. Yeah, it is a banjo or a gitjo, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I can't play a banjo. I play the guitar, and the copyright thing has stopped me in my tracks. Well, yeah, if you play it on YouTube, you can't do that. Yes, live about 50 miles from Nashville. Guys, I am going to sign off. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I thank y'all for staying with me and making my day, because I was really disappointed in the beginning. Didn't have but like 2 folks in the chat, and I was fixing to hang up, and then all of a sudden, whoop, 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 there they come. And I really appreciate it. And listen, you folks that are here, if you will, please tell your family and friends about my channel. Turn them on to Carolina Tony. I'm sure they won't be disappointed. And if they are, they don't have to tell me. Anyway, y'all have a great day. And as I always finish all my videos, but for now, y'all have a good day.